Okay, let's get started. We're gonna use the Pro model here. I don't know if you know him, he's famous. You're gonna see a similarity with pretty much a lot of the strokes on this very first move, which is the unit turn, which is the foot turns out, almost similar to how we were a little bit talking with the backhand. The difference is the take back's not gonna be as big. Generally, I like to think of the take back in the center of the chest. So you see how he's keeping it here. Takes a little bit past that. What I want you to focus on, because I feel like you do a good job of this, and I'm gonna show you yours, is at contact, you see there's some flex, meaning that his hand is relaxed. It's not firm, like going through the ball. But this is the next part. How the racket travels out towards the shot to help direct it. Now, even though the ball's already gone, the path before the ball strike and going through is really important. What I want you to focus on is this, because in your shot, you'll notice you'll make contact and then your wrist is very active after it. And it creates a lot of tension, almost like you're fighting the volley, where you can tell like this doesn't look like he's fighting the volley, more so just redirecting the power. This is you. A little tougher, but the ball's coming a little bit more inside, but you're still doing a great job of turning. Now, one thing I would say is you could not take the racket back as far, but even with this pace, that's not my biggest focus. My biggest focus is you're doing a great job here. Just like Ian, you have that nice little relax and play, but then watch what happens after. You see that activation of the wrist?
Yeah.
Again. So this is a pretty clear habit. Great, everything looks good here. And so what we want to do is help you, again, really good, how it kind of flops over. The reason why I feel like this is a problem, because if your wrist, let's say, activates a little too soon, you start changing the racket face angle. The other thing is, the way you're hitting the volley, it's really just a lot of arm. And so do you see the difference a little bit where Ian's kind of guiding through and it looks really smooth? And if I look at your shoulder area here, it's very like tense to make it work. And you're using your arm to hit it. So what we're gonna do is show you how to use the rest of your body to hit the volley so it's not so tense, so you can redirect the volley where you want without having this extra activity in the wrist. So let's get you to come up here. The very first thing we're gonna shadow is actually, Ian, can I get you over here? Yeah. All I'm gonna do is have you get your racket back here, just like you're doing right now. And I want you to just focus on keeping your racket here and not moving your hand. Okay, so we're gonna start here, here, and from here, all I want you to do is think of how we've always talked about, or you've heard a lot about separation of the upper half. From here, I want you to feel as if the upper half is rotating forward. Okay, maybe it might help for you to stand on this side or whatever side that allows you to see what I'm talking about. So here, stop, and all I want you to do is rotate forward. Now, the difference between this and rotating my upper body. So it's not a full rotation like you've been working on rotating your forehand. It's probably less than half, almost a quarter of a rotation. But you see you're using your big muscles. So all I want you to do is you're gonna here, here, and shadow. Shadow. Okay? Good, good. Good. Just like we talked about the engagement of turning your core through the ball. Yes, good. Let's see it, please. Thanks. Take a look at this. Okay. Notice I haven't said anything about your wrist, but there's no activity of it because you're not focusing on it. You're focusing on using your core of your body to guide through the ball. Okay? And you're doing a good job of that. If you look at your shoulder here, that's really good. So everything's the same, but what I want you to think about is when I'm pushing the racket forward with my core, right now, and I was totally fine with in the beginning, you were doing this action here. So you're almost coming off the line, which you will, but we want to make sure as I'm guiding, using my core, I'm guiding and I'm coming off the line later in front of me. So my strings are looking where I want the ball to go, and then it comes off. So same thing. Good. Good. Now the strings, hopefully, are looking at the target longer. So contact. Good. And the guide's a lot longer now. So we're going to split, set up, and we're going to segment it at first, where Ian's going to toss you a ball. Go ahead. Just relax. I didn't even go forward there. And then I want to guide out. So we're going to segment it. Split, toss. Notice how my hands relax, then guide out. Guide out. Let the racket stay there and wait for the ball. Wait for it, boom, yes, and then guide. Good. Stay right there. Actually stay right there. Here's what the next progression, I think that hopefully you'll catch on really quick. Exact same thing, I want you to relax your hand a little bit more. Not to say that this is the perfect relaxation, but I want to know, and hopefully you have different levels of relaxation. So currently you're going probably around, so the racket's only moving this much. This next phase I want you to do, same thing, relax even more. Oh, sorry, I guess I gotta line it up better. Relax even more. So you see how the racket's recoiling a lot more? I just want you to go through about 4 or 5 balls and see if you can loosen the tension in your hand. Good, one more. Good, okay. So, finally we're gonna do the same thing, but what I want you to do is split. We're gonna start here. As the ball comes, you're going to relax. Again, there's not a lot of tension here, so I don't wanna, no tension. I want it to come from the core, nice and smooth, and the push is nice and smooth and controlled from the core, okay? Nice.
That was really nice.
That was really
Rick.
good. Nice,
Yeah.
nice, nice. So we don't see that same active wrist we saw before. Let's go ahead and get you to back up a little bit more. Same thing from here. We're gonna split and we're gonna guide out. The biggest thing is we want that guide to go out towards Ian, but making sure that that guide is happening from more of the core than just the arm, that it's the core guiding out, okay? Nice. Very controlled. My last one was a really good one. Racket face slightly open, guiding through the ball. Let the ball do the work and you're just redirecting the ball. Let's, Ian, could you rally from the service line? Yep. Good. Nice. Nice, Rick. Any difference from the way you felt like you were volleying before?
None.
None? None at all?
That was too easy.
Yeah, I know.
You're like, mine were perfect before. I don't know what you're talking
It's
about.
like, golly, it's a tough crowd.
That was good. That
You
was
gotta
good,
work
Rick.
harder. Yeah,
You
she
kinda
really
set him
enjoys
up.
that.
Yeah, I did.
Any kind of torment you can put on me, you get a lot of extra points.
For sure.
Nothing but love, man.
Yeah.
Nothing below.
Right.
So the things we were looking at before, how active your wrist was at contact. Like that's good, good. There's no jerkiness. One thing I will say is sometimes, like as you got closer, and it's just probably because a little bit of activity there,
Right.
not as much there. And I'll be, I mean, sometimes if you're that close, like you're actually starting to get close to that and the ball's high, it would make sense to then flatten it and come down. But in this situation, everything else, you're having fun with them. we get this a lot.
I know. I like that face.
Everything looks good. Any questions?
No.
Okay, so we're gonna have him rally a couple from the baseline. The one thing I'll say, as he's deeper, instead of hitting flatter with the racket face, we think of opening the racket face and creating shape. Now, depending on how much shape you want to create, but you tend to, and you let me know, as it gets flatter, you tend to feel more tension because there's this direct kind of impact. Whereas when your racket's slightly open, what happens is the ball tends to ride the strings a little bit and you kind of can absorb the contact. A little short on the uncoil. There we go. Nice, nice, that's the one. Nice. Nice. Good, good. One more set. Nice. Good. A little short there. Nice. Good. The one other thing I would say, just to kind of wrap it up, is making sure that as much as we're uncoiling, you don't have to overdo it. So some of them are almost coming over here.
Okay.
That's totally fine. Once
Okay.
you start going over there, it's almost like just extra that you're adding that you really don't need. Like this. See how it came almost,
Yep.
yeah. But the core of the volley looks really good. This is before. See how we have the extra muscle like we were talking about? This is after. Yeah. Good job.
All right. Thanks.
Drink?
Sure.
Okay.